I always like to start off when I talk about the issues of marine litter, start off with this particular slide. This was taken in 1955, Life magazine, and it had a celebratory title saying, "Throwaway Living." So when you read the article, it went on to describe that basically all the items falling from the sky would take a housewife up to 40 hours to actually clean them. But they were saying that with this new throwaway living, that this these longer activity would no longer be required. And I think it's always good to kind of start of where this actual change of this kind of single-use kind of lifestyle actually begun, and its roots are as far back as 1955. So some of the other speakers spoke about the whole issues of kind of in relation to plastics. It was like 6.3 billion tons produced since 1950, 9% has been recycled, 12% has been incinerated, and up to 79% has been dumped, has been put into landfill or entered into the marine environment. So when it comes to actually marine litter, 80% of it actually comes from land-based activities. And then within this, 70% of actually litter is made of plastic. But when you look at it, 50% of this particular actual plastics are single use. So we use them for 5 minutes, to take 5 minutes to create, and to take up to 500 years to break down. So when we look at marine litter, it comes from numerous different sources. So it's everything from recreational use in our beaches and in our parks, but also sewage related litter. So I'll talk about that later. That's everything from in our kind of sinks and in our toilets. But we often see things like in the transport industry, that's the source of litter as well, and obviously the fishing industry, and then in industry as well in our streets. So there's no kind of one source for marine litter, unfortunately.